Hello, Facebook Live. Good morning. It is Friday, about 7 a.m. in the morning. I just got finished with my run. I got a few miles in. Feel really good. If I had more time, I'd be out there running more. Beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. I'm in the garden right now here at the restaurant, just relaxing, my water. So, I got a simple question that I need your help with. Hey, hello, everybody tuning in. Good morning, good morning. Got a few people going. So, need help with a simple question that you can just drop a comment here and help us out. So, we do these lobster bakes every weekend that are $25. You get a lobster. You either get a full lobster. When we run out of full lobsters, we switch to lobster tails. You get two lobster tails, two 4-ounce tails, so equivalent of an 8-ounce tail. So we do these all weekend, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I am getting ready to cook 100 lobsters, get them prepared. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of cooking. So, and it's a lot of storage, a ton of storage. To store 100 lobsters takes, I don't know how many. It takes a couple shelves in our refrigerator to store that many lobsters. So here's my question that I need help with. Would you prefer, if you were eating lobster, to eat the tails or the whole lobster? Remember, the whole lobster takes work. I just ordered 24 more lobster crackers too. So the idea is we serve these, we cook them out front. I cook them or Jamie cooks them out front. You go and sit in the street. The village closes off the streets at night, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays from 4 to 9. And the streets are closed. It's tables all over the streets. You buy the lobster baking, take it anywhere on the street and eat. We have our tables, of course, in front of the restaurant. So would you prefer if you were to eat lobster, whether you're eating our lobster bake or if you were to go buy lobster for home or if you go out to a restaurant for dinner, what would you prefer, a whole lobster or just lobster tails? So if you can drop a comment and help us out and let us know. The easiest thing for us would be to do lobster tails. The easiest thing for you to consume would be lobster tails because there's less work in them, less cracking, less work. I would split them already. So if everybody can just drop some comments here and help us out with that, I'd really, really appreciate that. I just feel that a lobster bake needs a whole lobster, or that's my impression. But I don't know. Everybody just drop a comment and let me know. I would appreciate that. So it is Friday. We are be open today at 5 o'clock. We still have our grocery store open, by the way, so we're still selling a lot of groceries. We'll be able to start seating people inside any day now. We had to clear out a lot of the dining room because if you've been in the dining room, it turned into a full-out grocery store. So we're trying to figure out how we can hybrid and have the tables flow and things like that. So that is something we're working in the dining room. I think it's supposed to be a great weekend this weekend. I was looking at the weather, but who knows? The weather forecast changes all the time. I know it's a beautiful Friday morning now. Like I said, I'm just getting done with my run, sitting in the back of the restaurant, relaxing. It's going to be a super busy day for us here again. A busy weekend. Last weekend was insane. So the reason I'm asking this question about the lobster tails versus lobsters, we literally went through 130 lobsters last week, and I bought 100 lobsters. I think 94 lobsters came in this week. So I have 94 lobsters that we're going to be ready to rock and roll with for tonight. So just drop some comments, lobster tails or lobsters, what you prefer. That's a simple question we need help answering, and that would help us out a lot. If we did lobster tails, it'd be less work for us, less work for you. But if you're stuck on the whole lobsters, just drop a comment. We're interested to see everybody's opinion. I see some comments coming in for lobster tails. Good morning, everybody. John's on. Hi, Zoe. Barb says lobster tails. Chris is on. Cosmo tails are much easier to eat. Okay. Jordan's on. Hi, Jordan. Barb. If you're watching live, by the way, drop a comment, #live, or just drop a comment where you're tuning in from. So that just always helps us out. We always like to know where people are tuning in from. So this is our back garden here. We had some streamers up because Justin graduated yesterday. Our son graduated yesterday from high school. So if you know Justin, last time was their graduation. What they did for graduation it was really nice. They did a really nice thing in the Ellenville School here. So 2 weeks ago, they all got to walk between 3 days. And it was one family at a time, one student at a time, walking up, grabbing their diploma off of a podium, nobody there to hand it to them, and then basically they walked by administration and thanked them, and then did a little 10-second speech and moved their tassel and threw their hat off. So they got to do that one by one. Everything was recorded. And what the school did here in Ellenville was they edited everything together, so it just flowed. So the valedictorian speech, the salutatorian speech, the faculty who spoke, school board president, the superintendent. So we went to the drive-in last night in Fair Oaks, and we watched graduation that way. Everything streamed in. So it was really, really cool. It came out really good, I thought, and it was a great turnout. And the village, the school had a parade here through the village yesterday and through Napanock, where the kids all decorated their cars and had an escort with fire engines and police, and they did this whole parade, which was really, really cool. So it turned out to be a really good graduation considering the circumstances that we're all facing in schools. So it was very nice, and it was just, I think they did a really good job. So thank you to everybody at Ellenville Central School who made that happen. We really appreciate that. So Justin, if you don't know, is going off to Canisius College in the fall time. He will. They're planning on going. They're totally planning on going. He has a date to go. They've changed some things around with school, so now school will end at Thanksgiving in person. When they come home for Thanksgiving break, that's it. They won't go back. And I think most schools are adopting that model, colleges anyway, of that's it. You're just going to learn virtually, take your tests or whatever, and finish up virtually after Thanksgiving. So which kind of makes sense anyway, right? A lot of people come home for Thanksgiving and they go back for 2 weeks, if 2 weeks, and then they're back. So it would save a lot of traveling and administration costs and things like that, and electric and utilities with colleges. So that kind of makes sense anyway. So maybe that might be the one good thing that might come out of this. From the colleges might get out of this whole thing. So Justin's off to Canisius College. He got a great scholarship. He's going to play baseball up there. If you don't know, Justin is a lefty pitcher, and he's quite tall. He's 6'4", so he's 6'4" lefty pitcher. So he got a full ride to Canisius. We're very proud of him. And let's see. It's Friday. The streets will be closed. Yeah, we have seating back here in the garden. There is the fire pit that we keep talking about. Behind me over there is the waterfall. I'll show you the waterfall in the pond. So the simple question, if you're just logging on right now, the simple question that I'm asking, if you can just for a whole lobster or 2 4-ounce tails. It's a pound and a half to a pound and a quarter lobster. Those are easy for us to do. It's less storage. It's less labor for us. It's easier for us to cook. It's easier for you to clean and eat. So I just want to know, I don't want to switch without people saying, oh my gosh, no, you can't do a lobster bake unless you have full lobsters. So that was the situation. So here's the waterfall that I built about 3-4 weeks ago. The water's nice and clear now. There are fish in here. They do swim around. There's about, 5-6 goldfish in here, and there are baby fish as well. So there's the waterfall right there. So this is just a span of the back garden. We are open back here for dining. The sidewalk is open. On cooler nights, we do have heaters. We've used these heaters. So these space heaters are awesome. These Crown Verities from Canada, really awesome. I got the stainless steel ones, very high output. So 2 tails. Yep, a lot of people are saying tails. So I think that might be the way to go. So we used to do lobster night at the restaurant on Monday nights. It's been lobster night Monday at the restaurant for, oh my gosh, years we've been doing that. 16 years, 17 years we've been doing Monday night lobster night. So we went from doing a live lobster to tails, and everybody loves the tails, 2 lobster tails. So I think that might be the plan, is to switch the tails. That would help me out a lot. So we'll see. But keep dropping comments, everybody. I really appreciate that. We're also my lobster bake online. You buy a ticket, basically. We're trying to think of ways to improve, be quicker, and just be more efficient. So if you are wanting to come in to eat, we're trying not to take reservations either, and having limited seats, it's hard to. We don't want to overbook. So we're recommending that you call in advance. You call in advance that day, and if you can order ahead of time, that would be the best. If you can order ahead of time, that would be awesome. Order ahead of time, and then so when you come in at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7:30, the kitchen already has your ticket in line. So what happens is we're still doing an immense amount of takeouts. So if you were to come be the only table that came in and sat down here in this garden, you're the only table here, and you're wondering why your food is taking taking up than it sounds that it would appear to be. That's because the kitchen has all these tickets in there for takeouts. You just can't see it because you're not in the kitchen. So the burger that you ordered and the salmon that you ordered are 6, 7, 8 tickets deep. So if you could pre-order, it does help us. It just helps us speed things along, and it helps the experience. And again, we're just figuring this out as we go. We are literally just figuring this out and trying to adapt and move forward. So this one question about the lobsters would really help us out. It would help us. It would just help with efficiency and everything for us. So just drop that if we switch the tails. So the question is, if you want to eat lobster, do you want to eat the whole lobster or 2 lobster tails? So we do a pound and a quarter, pound and a half lobster right now with our lobster bake. It's $25. 2 lobster tails would cost us more, by the way, folks. It would cost us more. It's a better value for you as the guest, but it's less labor for us. So it's more product, less labor. So it kind of trades off, hopefully, for us. I literally called our lobster provider yesterday and said, hey, listen, if I buy 4 cases or 200 tails a week, that's drastically up from our 40 tails a week, drastically up. Like if I bought 200 tails a week, do you have any wiggle room on pricing? So he goes, let me talk to the seafood manager. He goes, I can definitely probably do $1 a pound. $1 a pound cheaper for you at least on that, and that's a savings of 40, 50 pounds, $50 of tails. So 50 pounds of tails. No, it's 100 pounds of tails, 100 pounds of tails. So it's $100. It's $100 savings. So every bit adds up in the restaurant industry. Every angle you can do adds up. But the labor's really what will add up. Let's see. And I think that's really it. Like I said, it's beautiful morning, Friday morning. Just got done with my run back here in the garden, and I got a busy day. Busy day ahead. Jamie and I are getting a lot of calls right now for catering parties. We're getting calls for catering parties probably every other day right now. People to come in and pick up food. We have a couple of parties going out this week. A lot of barbecue items off of our smoker, things like that. Things that will be people are picking up and taking home. I think on our website somewhere we have like catering prices. Like if you wanted like 10 pounds of smoked brisket, it's a different price per pound for brisket, per pound for smoked chicken, as opposed to coming in and buying, 10 brisket dinners. It's a way different pricing. It comes bulk packed in cryovac, and you take it home and reheat it, or we heat it up here for you. So things like that. We can make potato salad. We can do all kinds of things. Our grocery store is still open. We have corn. It's expensive, but we still have it. I noticed this week that corn did drop a little bit in price, thank goodness. We're literally paying double what we normally pay for organic corn right now. Corn has spiked. I don't know why. Maybe it's transportation. I'm not really 100% sure why. Hopefully local corn soon in the next month here will alleviate the prices where we can literally go pick up a sack of corn for $15 to $20 like normal. Literally we were at $75, $80 for corn. That's why corn is expensive in the stores. That's why it's expensive on our list if you wanted to buy it as a grocery item. Asparagus, I think it's hard for us to get local asparagus right now. We had a good run of local asparagus for a good 3 weeks. We had a great run. Penderson Farms from upstate, from the Finger Lakes area. We had couple beautiful batches of their purple asparagus. Another local one here, and then we ended up getting some Jersey asparagus from a farm in Jersey. So that was really, we had a really good run of asparagus. It was late though, it was about 3-4 weeks late coming in. Broccoli rabe, I was supposed to get local broccoli rabe this week, I think from Migliori, from one of the farms on the Farm Hub, through the Farm Hub network, and we got shorted on that, so there is no broccoli rabe. But we do have a bunch of other veggies, so we have local kale in. Kale's in actually from Lancaster Farms. It's a co-op in Lancaster, PA, that does all organic, really, really amazing stuff they have coming out of Lancaster. There wasn't much kale in the Farm Hub this week, so also would have bought really, really local here, but we did get from Lancaster. Semi-local, regional, local. Still considered local. I think it's less than 100 miles, I think is one of the benchmarks. When we go to Italy, by the way, which we're starting to plan our trips again, April 16th to April 17th, 16th, 17th, like 25th, 26th, 27th, something, is our next Italy trip, 2021. We're going to southern Italy, to Apulia, a little bit of Basilicata. We're going to go through the heel, the boot. We're going to go to Lecce. We already have people booked for this trip. People are already booked and ready to go, so I don't have many spots left, but we're going to start actively advertising that. So if anybody thinks about that, that's the plan. 2021, April 16th through the 27th or something. We'll see what happens. It's actually on our website now. If you go to VIPwineryvacations.com or into aromatimebistro.com, click the Southern Italy trip link, and you'll see all that information. They have a term that they use. It's called 0 kilometers. So they like to refer to how close the food actually is. They don't go do mileage, so it's kilometers. So it's 0 kilometers. The goal is to get as close to zero as possible. So if you go to the bigger cities in Italy, you'll find stuff that comes from all over Italy or all over Europe. Even in the grocery stores, even in the big grocery stores, the chain grocery stores, and when you walk in to some of these mega grocery stores, there's a lot of really close local items. It's just a totally different mentality. It's a totally different situation with their food being local. So, but in these small little restaurants and these small towns and everything, some of these restaurants, I've been to restaurants that don't even have menus. It's just what they have that day. And they tell you, oh, well, we have this, we have that, and we have that. You have 3 choices, 4 choices for entrees. And it comes with this local veg. It comes with this, whatever it is, local mushrooms that were just foraged. So Italy is really, really progressive on this whole local movement, 0 kilometers. And first time I found out about the 0 kilometer movement was back in the late 2000s, 2008, 2009, on one of our trips there. We learned about the 0 kilometer movement, and that was the first time when we went to a restaurant way up where were we at? What state was it? It was just near Rome on the east side. Abruzzo. Was the first time we were in a restaurant and there was just no menu. And we were 60 miles from literally 60 miles from the ocean, from the seaport there, and there was no fish in this restaurant because it wasn't local, or the fish they had was like local bass or something from the local lake there, and that was it. There was like no seafood. And I'm like, we just drove here this afternoon. We just passed a major seaport, and like we just had the most amazing seafood lunch ever in Ancona or something. They're like, nope, it's not local. So Italy is really, really super focused on the 0 kilometer movement. So let's see. So I'm going to log off now, but if you're tuning in, the simple question that I'm asking, I see Cheryl just tuned in. Hi, Cheryl. Esteban is there. Hi, Dean. Good morning, Dean. Sean picked up lobsters last week for Father's Day. They were awesome. Thank you, Sean. Glad you. Here's a question that I'd like you to answer for me. Our lobster bake is $25. We do it all weekend. We sell 100. We sold 130 last week. I have 95 ready to go for today, 94 ready to rock and roll. Would you rather eat a whole lobster or twin tails? Twin tails. Less work for us, easier to store, easier to manage inventory, cost us more money to do it that way, but you as the guest, it's either easier to eat or are you stuck with the allure of eating a whole lobster? So just drop a comment and let us know. And I'm seeing a lot of comments how people are preferring the tails. So that would help out us. That would help us out in a few ways. So if we did switch to that. We have been, when we do run out of the lobster bake on the weekend, we do switch to tails. So if you've gotten the tails before, it's because we ran out of lobsters. So it was as simple as that. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Thomas is saying, either way, the price is sweet. The price is awesome for our lobster bake. It's really an awesome price. We're trying to still add a lot of value and get people's attention. The lobster bake has gotten a ton of people's attention. People are like, oh my gosh, this is great. It's like the talk of the town right now, the lobster bake. People are talking all about it. You can take it to go and everything. You can eat it here. You can eat it in the backyard. You can eat it in the streets on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The streets are closed off. There's live music. There's a musician that plays just by the Shadowland there. There's live music. The street's closed off on Canal Street from the traffic light to the end of the block here. And the restaurants put tables out. It's really a good time. It's an awesome time. Most of the restaurants participate in that, and it's awesome. So, all right, folks, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I've got to get working, and we'll talk to everybody later. Thanks for tuning in.